Hey guys, Jeremy Mullins, registered dietitian, back at you again for another nutritional session. Today we're going to talk about fats. Okay, fats have gotten a bad, label or bad rep over the last few years. Eating fat is going to cause you to get fat, and we got to look at fat as just being another energy source in the body. So when we talk about macronutrients, we have our protein that is for building structure, muscle tissue, ligaments, hair, nail, skin, things of that nature. Then we have our carbohydrate and we have our fat, our two energy sources. Okay. Now, why you can gain weight if you overeat fat, just the same way you can gain weight if you overeat carbohydrate. We look at fat as our extra energy source. So when wants to kind of dial our carbohydrates in to control our blood sugars and our insulin levels, then we look to add fat in the diet for extra energy to help us maintain the fulfilling and just for hormonal production. Okay, so I want to go diving into more numbers today and just kind of highlight the good and the bad fats. When we look at fats, one thing I want to keep in mind for ladies, I really don't want you to go less than 35 grams of fat a day. Getting less than 35 grams of fat will a lot of times run into hormonal issues. We need that amount of fat to be the building block of hormones within the body. For guys, we look at around 40 to 45 grams of fat, so a little bit higher in the guys, once again, to maintain and support the hormonal function. So I really don't want to see anybody, no matter how much activity, no matter their age, go underneath those two numbers of fat on a daily basis. Okay. Now, the starting point of fat consumption, we generally work between 75 up to 125 grams of fat. I do like to take a little bit lower carbohydrate approach, so bumping the fat up, gives you more energy so that you're not low on total energy as far as the amount goes. Now, when we say 75 to 125, to a lot of you guys that will sound high, but you have to look at, a serving of almonds, for example, a handful of almonds will be 20, 30 grams of fat. So that total number 100, once you start working the healthy fats into your plan, will be easy to reach or be easy to get to, because fat will accumulate, pretty fast once you start consuming the healthy fats. But that's also a little caveat to keep in mind that you don't want to overdo it, because overdoing fat in calories can also have a negative effect of dropping body fat. Okay. Our fat sources, we generally look at nuts and seed butters, grass-fed butter, coconut, olives, any of your oils, and we'll get into the good amounts here in a second, and avocados. So that's going to look at our fat sources. Notice I only have 5 or 6 of them there. Now, when you start looking at your oils and what you're going to cook with and things of that nature, one of the big myths out there is that vegetable oil is healthy for us. We actually want you to pull vegetable oil out of the diet. It's very high in omega-6 fatty acids, which leads to inflammation, which leads to increased triglycerides, which can lead to cholesterol issues. We want you to look at either coconut oil or olive oil as far as flavoring and cooking goes. Okay, cooking, you're better off having like coconut oil or grass-fed butter as far as your cooking sources, and then make your salad dressings and flavor with your olive oil. And the reason being, olive oil has a very low smoke point, so if you try to cook at high temperatures with it, you'll actually end up it smoking up and turning rancid on you. So you're better off going with those solid forms when it comes to the fat as far as cooking. Okay, so we're going to look at eliminating vegetables out of the diet. We're going to look to start adding in more of the healthy oils, which we talked about, the grass-fed butter, the coconut, and the olive oil. Those are great starting points as far as getting started with fats. And then also remembering that 75 to 125 grams of fat is a great starting point where most people will be at as far as consumptions of fat goes. Okay, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm always here for you to answer any of the specific questions you have. Like I said, this is just kind of the introductory to fats and a basic highlights I want you guys to think about and look forward. Until next time, take care.